Give me your best. I was pumping my voice box, which is actually, you can tell I've got it deep. I killed it. There we go.
Michael always used to say, I'm never satisfied. And that's kind of how I've always felt. When they asked me, I was like, whoa, mental. And it was a bit of imposter syndrome because I'm someone who struggles with like body dysmorphia, and playing MJ has been a huge part of, I think, fueling that body dysmorphia. But that was a big win for like me.
Most underrated MJ song.
Whatever Happens.
Sweet
Do y'all even know that song?
Wait, give us a bit of it.
Give us a bit of
He gives another smile. He assures her she doesn't hear a word that she says. Whatever happens.
This week on No Business Being a Castano, we're joined by the insanely talented Roman Banks.
Roman led the first national tour, playing MJ in MJ the Musical across the US and now leading the Australian production.
We're talking backstage moments, big dreams, and the stuff you don't see on the stage.
Let's get into the magic, the madness, and the man behind the glove, Roman Banks.
Hey.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Roman Banks.
Firstly, the outfits, come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, if you're watching,
as soon as
you
I
can
walked in,
see.
I was about to like turn around and actually go, can I?
You didn't get the memo,
I didn't
did
get
you?
the memo
No,
from
you didn't.
guys.
So we've seen, well, I've seen MJ the Musical twice. I am obsessed. Like, you are insane in it. Jono's seen it once.
Maybe twice soon. Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Hey,
before it ends. And yeah, it's insane how incredible the production is. You are the performance. How hard is it just keeping up with that physically, first and foremost?
I mean, that's very, very sweet to say. I think, I don't know, it goes week by week. Some weeks I'm like on 10 and I just like, my body holds up so well. And then some weeks it's just like yesterday I got home and I was just like exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes, it's such a physical role, but it also depends on what you're going through mentally with, how much you are able to focus on the show at the moment. But yeah, I think week to week basis, I mean, look, I do like 2 physical therapy sessions with our trainer. I'm wearing toe pads. I'm wearing knee pads. I'm taking cold plunges, I try to go to the gym pretty often. And that helps, I think, with muscle recovery. So that part, it's just like, there's so many practices that go into it. Obviously sleep is a huge one. I don't always get enough sleep. But yeah, just, but honestly, no matter how I'm feeling, like I step on stage and for the most part, it's pretty just like gone, and it's like something takes over.
Like a switch is just flicked and
you're
like on.
A little bit. Every once in a while, it's like, woof, I'm tired out here. But for the most part, it's like, if I'm under the lights, like I'm in my own world, and then I'll like go to the wings and then I feel my body again.
Yeah.
So
I was literally going to ask you, like, I guess you get so much positive affirmation, like when people say, you're doing amazing things. Like, how does that, like, is that like a continuous kind of drive for you? Like, does that kind of make you want to be better? Like, I don't know, for me, people, they always say like, you're doing great things,
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm so used to hearing that, but I want to kind of sometimes hear some negative things that I can actually want to work on, because I don't know, in your industry, you're the main man. So always people are like, you're doing great.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm always kind of waiting for someone to be like, no, you could be doing better.
Yeah, I think I am that person for myself.
Yeah.
Like
the man in the mirror. Hey.
I think I try not to put, I always look at myself as a work in progress. I never look at myself as a finished product. And so and it's fun. It's like when you really love what you're doing, it's like, what can I do to make it better? And so Michael always used to say, I'm never satisfied. And that's kind of how I've always felt, whether it's MJ or whether it's acting or singing, like that's just how I've always felt as well. It's like sometimes I'll look at something, I'm like, oh, that was nice, you know, but it's like, okay, like how can I sharpen it? How can it look smoother, sharper, faster, you know, better? Yeah.
I think for like young, obviously, you know, people that do inspire to obviously, you know, that musical theatre kind of journey, I think that's, you know, such a key message and important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, keep yourself in check. But I try not to, let me emphasize that I don't use negativity around it. Like I don't say I'm not good enough. I don't say like I need to be better or this sucks, you know. It's more like, oh, I want to be this. I can do better at that. Like, oh, it would be cool if I grew in that. Always surrounding you know, the way I talk to myself in positivity, because that can, over time, that can have a negative influence on your self-image, and that's the last thing you want.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you obviously play the role physically very, very well. Mentally, how do you step into that? Like, how do you go into the mind of MJ?
So I have a playlist on my YouTube called MJ, and it's just videos of performances and music videos of his that I watch, whether it's in the background or whether I'm actually focused on it. And it's my mental check-in. So I put it on about like 45 minutes before the show. I turn my volume all the way up, and I'm sort of just like just basking in that energy of like his performance level and his intention and his I don't know, sort of his bravado that he would bring to a stage. Because, you know, you're asking people to believe you're Michael Jackson. It's like, you know, you have to know what that feels like. I think feeling is the most important element of our show. It's not I don't go out there and try to be like, okay, I need to look like this, I need to sound like this. Like, if I feel it, you guys are gonna feel it. And so yeah, it's that is the easiest way to just dive into the role. And that's why I do it every day. And it somehow it doesn't get old. Like, I've done the show over 300 times, and the music doesn't get old, and the dancing doesn't get old. Like, it's always fun. It's always fun.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And have I guess like with social media these days, has anyone ever kind of criticized you or kind of been like, you know, okay, and how, I don't know, like, I'm that person that reads the comments, and like I used to really care, but now I've just like gotten over the fact that, you know, you can't keep everyone happy.
Out there.
Yeah.
But so
I've gotten criticism. We did the Jennifer Hudson show, and on me, and this is the first time I've ever revealed this publicly, but I didn't sleep at all the night before. That was just the dumbest thing I've ever done. I just stayed up all night. And then like when I did the show, it's not that I was like, I think I did a terrible job, but I don't think I did my best. And so like, I think any artist, especially performing on like, I guess like the biggest stage of, you know, your career at that point, to not put your best foot forward. That's something that I think even if the comments were like positive, I probably would have still been like eating at myself. But we did Sunrise like the other week here. And I was just like, okay, like, what are the comments going to be? And everyone just had the most positive things to say. Cool. And I was just like, oh, wow, like that's so sweet. And I mean, like, the positive comments outweigh the negatives by hundreds. And so, it's different now too, in my own spirit. Like, how I look at myself in the role is different than how I used to like project. So
it's, you know, shows a lot of growth within an individual for me person once you're able to kind of, you know, train yourself to view situations like that. It's good, you know, because, you know, once again, like, we live in this crazy world of social media.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of training.
Love training.
Your dad, I read, was a personal trainer.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Jono is a personal trainer as well.
Can you tell? Dude, it's a bit tight here. Just cuss the fit.
And you shared with Men's Health about like your fitness journey. I guess, what was it like growing up with a dad that was a PT?
It was cool. I mean, like, he had his own gym. I remember growing up, and he wasn't any bit overbearing with it, which was fun. It was mostly just like, occasionally he would want to center hangouts around physical activity. So he'd be like, hey, do you want to come to the gym with me? Like, do you want to go throw this Frisbee? Do you want to like do this like park workout? I can only remember one time he was like working out with me and my sisters and like made us run this hill. And I just remember being like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. Why are we doing this? But for the most part, I wanted to be, I think everyone wants to be like their dad in a little bit. So I think that was part of my dad where I was like, I want to be strong. I want to be able to keep up with him. I want to be able to beat him. And I remember I went home for Christmas break a few years ago. And at this point, I've been working out pretty consistently. And I was like, yeah, Dad, like, let me do your gym day with you. And he was just like whooping my ass. It was crazy. And he's like 60 at this point.
Yeah, wow.
And he was like, he was just banging out sets. I was like, slow down, man. He's like, come on, like your rest is over. And so it's cool to aspire to something. And now all of my sisters and I are pretty physically active. And I think it's just literally in our blood but I am happy that he never like forced a strict regimen on us or like watched what we ate too much.
Yeah.
It was more just like gentle guiding if we wanted to do it cool. And if we didn't, like, it was like, you've been working out? And it was like, no. It's like, okay, cool. So, yeah, but Men's Health was a dream come true.
Yeah,
that was a dream come true. I've been pretty active in the gym for the past like 4 or 5 years. And so when they asked me, I was like, whoa, Men's Health.
Yeah.
And then it was a bit of imposter syndrome because I'm someone who struggles with like body dysmorphia and playing MJ has been a huge part of, I think, fueling that body dysmorphia. Yeah. But that was a big win for like me as Roman, just like, oh wow, like I just remember when I felt so weak and I felt like I didn't look the way I wanted to look at all. And now I'm like taking shirtless pictures to put in like this Men's Health magazine.
Biggest magazine, like
yeah, exactly.
Magazine,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so
internationally.
I tried to just keep it real, tried to just keep it honest. And, you know, cause I don't like a lot of what fitness culture has become with social media and the misinformation that people spread in order to get views and clicks and all that stuff. So I tried to just keep it real. And so, yeah, that was a big deal.
And you mentioned imposter syndrome. I think because that's a big kind of topic. And for you, is that something that you've kind of over time you've suffered from imposter syndrome?
Yeah. I mean, when I first got this role, I was like,
So you didn't deserve it.
There's no way. It's not that I felt like I didn't deserve it because I worked my butt off in the audition, but I was like, I got it, and I was like, oh snap! Like, okay, like I'm really supposed to. Now I have to like actually do it and convince the people. And you know, like Michael and I are just. I think we as people are very similar, but I think, you know, they say Michael had the perfect dancer body. He had these super long fingers, this shorter torso, these very long legs, like this bony frame. And that's just not the way I'm built, you know? And I was just like, oh man, especially when I was coming from weightlifting for 2 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just super cognizant and hyper aware of all of it. And so it took me a really long time to feel at home, like in the costume itself, which is such a simple costume. But, you know, the thing about Michael is like, he's such a picturesque dancer. Like it's all these poses, and it would bother me when I'd see videos of myself and I'd be like, that's not the pose. You know, like your arm's not high enough, like your finger's not pointed enough, like your foot isn't enough on an angle. And it's like, it's good, but it's not great. And it's like, I want people to feel like they're watching the thing, you know? And so, yeah. And a lot of that is also the way your body looks within it, because all of his clothes were so tight. He wore those like really tight V-neck shirts. And so, yeah, it's been a whole thing. This show has like slowly grown my confidence and my self-image because I've had to focus so much on it to execute this person who, at least on stage, was a bit fearless. And so, not a bit fearless, very fearless. Yeah. And so, yeah, so
elite level.
Yeah, but it's grounded me in ways I wouldn't have imagined. And I'm definitely like the most confident, passionate version of myself as a result.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear when someone kind of acknowledges, you know, how great they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. So being in the industry, that pressure that you just spoke about, trying to be perfect. MJ was, known as a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of boundaries do you feel that you need to put in place, or you have put in place, to sort of live this life?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I try to live it with as least amount of boundaries as possible. There's, like I say, it's fun and it's feeling. Like, that's the best part about the role, is feeling through it. And so I'll give it to God that a big part of my instrument is natural, in the sense that, like, the rasp I can put in my voice doesn't, like, harm me in the long run. The strain that I can put in my body, I think because I've been so physically active for so long before I got the role, I think my recovery rate is pretty quick when it comes to just like when I hurt myself on stage or something like that. And, I was able to do a show called Dear Evan Hansen, which was very narrative focused. It was a narrative driven musical, and it was a very emotional story. And so I feel like I have all the tools that I need to protect myself through longevity in this role. And honestly, I did it in America for a year, and I did it in the hardest possible environment, which is like, we were on tour. We played 28 cities in a year. And so, that's all different types of climates and sea levels and air qualities, and living situations and mental health journeys, as you just navigate that. And so honestly, coming to Sydney, I was like, this is like a vacation. I'm going to the beach in the day, and I'm doing the show at night, and I'm going out on the weekend. Like, it's fun. And so, but I think I did it in such a stressful, like, monk style environment for so long, where I would just stay home, do the show, come back home, that, like, this has been more about, like, just enjoying every single bit of it. And that just fuels the stage more, to be honest, because it's such a genuine joy that I get to pull from. So yeah. And like I said, like, no matter how tired I am, like, I hit the stage and all of a sudden it's just like, ooh, like, you're
just feeling it.
Yeah, you're just feeling it. And oh my gosh, this show with the audience participation, sometimes we get really fortunate, have an audience that just feeds us, and it really.
That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the times.
What did you do? Give us a little bit.
Oh no!
It really changes the show.
Yeah, it does.
It really
does.
So I think it's more about the less boundaries, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. How does, like, the cast, like, with the cast, how does, like, all the energies flow? Like, does everyone get along?
Juicy moments.
Yeah, anything juicy on a show.
Yeah, sometimes juicy stuff. The really great thing about this cast specifically is that at the end of the day, I think we all respect one another. So, like, I would say we all gel pretty well. But even the people who have had riffs, or even if I've had a riff with somebody, I think we care more about the preservation of the environment we've created, like, peacefully on stage with one another. That even if one of those 2 or 3 or how many people isn't being the bigger person to, like, find a common ground, somebody will notice and be like, hey, let's find a common ground. And I think that's been really refreshing, like, watching people have each other's backs and stand up for other people and bring things to the attention of, the powers that be if something isn't feeling right. And sometimes people have the best of intentions, but the impact doesn't go the way they want it to. And so it's also about recognizing how to humble yourself and being like, oh, that's not, what I meant, but I want to recognize the way that affected you. So yeah, it's been really great to work with a group of people like that, because that's kind of rare in a theatrical setting. There's a lot of egos that can come with acting and specifically musical theater. And I think this is a cast that has shown me that we're bigger than that and we rise above that. And yeah, from where I stand, it's been nothing but, like, peaches and cream for the most part.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Because once again, once there's a bad apple, they all
Yeah.
and on a show where it's all about, energy and feeling.
Yeah, you want to be able to have real fun on stage. You don't
Yeah.
want to, especially on those long, hard days. And I think we have done a great deal to protect that. And it translates.
I love that because
You're in Sydney.
Yeah, you're in Sydney. I could imagine like if someone was fighting with someone, they'd like try to trip them over or
Oh my
You're watching
God.
too
I
many.
don't know.
That would be crazy.
I think I've watched too many movies.
You watch too many movies.
So that doesn't happen.
But at a certain time in the industry, I'm sure that was more of a common thing.
True.
I think it's grown a little less bloodthirsty.
Yeah. So to
at least
speak.
for our show, we're
yeah.
out there just living it, having a great time.
Yeah.
And like I said, the audience helps with that. It's a show that is so joyful, and so I'm sure that influences, the way we do things. If it was like a really dramatic, sad sort of like, I don't know, those musicals that exist out there like that, I think maybe that would play things differently in terms of like heightened emotions. But yeah, for the most part, we're all just like screaming at each other on stage and just slapping each other in all the best ways.
Oh, that sounds like a vibe. I want to get up on stage and join you guys.
It's fun. It's really fun.
Cooper, if you had 60 seconds on how to teach someone how to do the moonwalk, I'm looking for new party tricks. So.
Yeah, it's all weight transfer. Anything with Michael's
you go?
feet is all weight transfer. So it's like, think of your weights, all your weights in one toe.
Yeah.
While you're all your weight's in one toe, and then your foot slides back while the weight's still on that toe, and then once you've gotten to the maximum point of extension with the distance between your feet, your weight switches to the opposite toe. And then you slide the other foot back.
We're doing the moonwalk
while we sit down.
Yeah, while we sit down.
It's just like that. Jeez. But literally, I taught my friend how to do it in like a minute last week.
Wow, nah.
And she was like, "Oh my God, I was like, that feels really good."
I might get you. I need to stand at a party, so I'll get you to.
You got it.
Jono has 2 left feet, so he wouldn't be able to.
Thanks.
Don't let anyone know.
See what I mean? We talk about positive affirmation.
You can do anything you put your mind to.
Thanks. Right. You can tell it's my ex-wife.
Yes. Speaking of, they're the highs, now the lows. Any role that you have like gotten knocked back on, or like had like a negative, feeling from, share that moment with us.
Like about not getting it or something?
Yeah.
Ooh. No, not really. I mean, I've worked hard at things that I haven't gotten, but I'm such like from the very first thing I've ever done, which was, I got a Broadway musical while I was in my freshman year of college. And so I've always believed that what's for me is for me. And so don't get me wrong, sometimes there's been things where I'm like, oh man, I really wanted that. But it's like, I think I'm able to always come back to just that simple fact of like what is for me will always be for me. And I know it's what everybody says. It's sort of a cliche these days. But yeah, I've just never felt like, darn, like that should be me. Like that should be me on that poster, on that billboard, on that show with those followers. Like, I don't know. And I think maybe playing, you know what it is? It's perspective, because we've seen people have huge moments and then we never see them again. And it's not because they don't want to be seen again, but maybe that's just the way it worked out. Like that girl who played Queen Charlotte, like booked the biggest role in Netflix, huge show. And like everyone was like, okay, like surely her career is about to blow. And we haven't seen more of her in that light. And that happens all the time. That happens with music, that happens with movies. And so I'm less focused on moments and I'm more focused on movements. How do I create a following and a trust with people and audiences that go, oh, Roman Banks is in that, I know it's going to be good. I don't want to just do something because it feels good or it's like a cash grab or, like if my perfect career would be just like solid projects, and they don't even have to be huge or Oscar, Tony, Grammy winning, like, but just like I think a career built on important stories that either like amplify voices that need to be heard or just bring about important conversations, like influence them within communities. And so, all that to say, no, I don't normally get hung up on roles I didn't get. And there's also been no role I've gotten where I've looked back in hindsight and been like, oh, I should have definitely done that.
Yeah.
You know, I've never
Well,
felt that way.
you're standing here and you're sitting here today where you are. You're right where you are. So, you know, it's meant to be.
I feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like me right now.
Yeah, exactly. What is, moving away from the show, what is a typical day in the life of Roman Banks?
Pretty boring.
Oh, really?
Come on, no.
No, seriously, no. Okay, so I wake up.
Wake up. Give us
Woke
a
up this
day's
morning.
life.
I'll drink some water.
Yeah. Is that at 3 a.m.?
This is what time is it?
At 3 a.m. No, okay. I normally wake up around like 10, maybe 10:30.
Yeah.
No, I'll drink some water and I'll go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Try to like 5 to 6 times a week.
What do you train at the gym?
It's all calisthenics.
Okay.
Calisthenics,
Yeah,
yes.
I actually, Men's Health posted my
The workout.
my workout.
Was that at Bondi Bars? The Bondi Bars? Outdoors?
No. They like booked us a gym through the show.
Yeah.
And so most of the cast will go there. But it's in walking distance, so I'll walk to the gym and then I'll walk home and I'll try to make myself a little breakfast.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll order something. Today I ordered.
What's on the
Come on,
breakfast
tell us.
Well,
plate?
yeah. So when I cook it, it's like pork sausage, eggs,
Ooh.
hash browns. That's it.
Damn.
Well, cheese eggs.
Ooh.
Cheese eggs. But today I actually had a bacon, egg, and cheese from the Brooklyn Bagel.
Oh, yum. That's
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really
That's pretty good. And then while I eat, I like to catch up on like a little piece of media. So it's like if one of the people I'm subscribed to on YouTube drops a new video, or if I'm like watching a 30-minute show, I'll put that on. It's funny because you finish the meal in 5 minutes and then you just like watch it. And then after that, I'll like see what needs to be done around the house or with me. Whether that's like washing clothes or like putting things away or like like today I unboxed packages of things that have been like waiting to be collected. Today I actually rearranged my home screen on my phone.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Really exciting. Really exciting things. And so yeah, I'll kind of do that. And then catch up with friends too. My friends and I do this thing called Wednesday Waffle. I'm from the States, so like everyone's hours behind me. And so we don't really get to catch up and talk during the day. So we film like 3 to 5 minute videos about like, here's everything you missed last week on the Roman Banks show.
I love that.
Oh, it's such a great way to
That's
stay
so
like
good.
abreast of
Connected.
what's happening in your friends' lives far away. And then I've got the show at night. So head over there about an hour before. We do a big group warm up on stage. And then I go to my room and then I start that Michael process I told you guys about where I'm just like jamming the songs and things while they put makeup and wig on. And then I go out and do the show. That's
Is there a meal before that?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad you
You
brought that up.
missed it.
No, yeah.
You missed
So
it.
when you're Michael used to not eat 5 to 7 hours, but 6 to 7 hours before performing. And it's because he would burn like 10 pounds of water weight on stage. So when you're dancing as much as he was dancing, it doesn't benefit you to have anything in your stomach, but you can't have nothing in your system. So basically, I try to eat. I shouldn't be eating past 2 o'clock if I've got a show at 7.
Wow.
And I try to eat by noon, and I try to eat a substantial breakfast that is gonna fill me up, but I'm not gonna feel it by the time I step on stage.
Yeah.
So that there's fuel to burn through as I like, because I burn like 1,200 calories a show. Or
Wow.
it might be higher than
No,
that.
it'd be way more.
Yeah, maybe
I've seen
13
that.
or
Yeah,
14.
no. Yeah.
But yeah, like on 2 show days, I'll like lose a pound just dancing. And so, yeah, it's basically I we'll eat that far ahead. I'll do the show, and then after the show, I'll have like a feast essentially.
Yeah. What's that feast?
It depends.
That refeed, what is it?
It depends. Sometimes it's
I'm
sometimes
hungry
like
right now.
Johnny Gio's.
Johnny
we
Gio's
love-
pizza.
Yeah, that's good.
Sometimes it's
I
GYG.
love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll like make like a stir fry, tear that up.
Sometimes
Sometimes I was going through a heavy bar toddies phase.
yeah,
Where I was
yum.
going and
Good,
getting
good,
like
good.
the oven bread and like the fettuccine.
Yeah, oh, yum.
yeah. I'm a foodie
Yeah,
as
foodie,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, you know, I will also like try to peer pressure friends into like getting dinner with me. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go get dinner.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do you eat that much? And I'm like, well, you know, but essentially that's it. So I finish the show. I take a shower. I take off all my makeup. And I go home and I eat something. And then I like, sometimes my friends will be up because then it's like 9 or 10 in the US. So sometimes I'll like talk to my friends. And then I'll go to sleep, but it's pretty.
Sounds like an exciting day. For me, that's
it feels real boring to me, but-
compared to my day.
Yeah.
You know, but no, it sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I also wanted to know, have you ever gone blank on stage? I feel like,
Yes.
you know, yeah, like
Really?
I always like, you know, obviously when like we spoke-
Scary.
yeah. Tell me more. I want to know. Like this is the stuff.
I've had one moment in all of my 300 shows. I've had one real like I'm lost moment, and it happens because when you do something so many times, everything gets married. So your physicality gets married to your words, and your words get married to the way your emotions are able to, or the music. Everything becomes homogenous. And so I do this moment, you know, that moment in the show where I jump. I'm like, what if I pop out of nowhere and I jump and
Yep.
boom, it's a big like boom.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I jumped and I lost my balance and I like stuttered stuff and I fell back on myself, but I didn't fall. I just stepped back on myself. But that had never happened. I'm used to just really sticking that landing. And so the day I didn't stick the landing, my body was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It was like, I'm used to
Oh
you
my
sticking
God.
that landing. So then my brain was like,
What do I say?
where
next?
are you?
Yeah.
And I literally like, in that moment, I was like bam. And I stood up and I was like, and I was like, and then I just, and I literally turned to my cast and I said, I'm sorry. And they were like, and I was so close to calling line. I was so close to calling line. But then my cast member just like, I think I finished it and I was like, yeah. And then he was like, okay. And then he like carried me over and like somehow got me back on track. But it felt like 5 minutes. It must have been like 30 seconds, but it felt, because when a stage is just quiet, ooh.
Yeah, you can cut that with a knife.
Yeah, it's so awkward. You're just like, So yeah, that's my one moment that I've gone completely. We call it the white room.
Oh, the way.
Yeah, so I've been to the white
And
room.
then after that, did you go on or as normal, like finish?
You kind of like get shaken for a little bit, and then you're kind of like, okay, like you find your groove again. But yeah, you'll like maybe 5 minutes afterward, you're like, oh, what's going on? But then like, 10, 20 minutes after you're good again. But yeah, the white room, it happens to the best of us,
Of
and
course.
it's live theater.
Absolutely.
And
It's live theater, so
It's
you
live.
never really know what could happen
Exactly.
out there, which is fun, I guess.
Yeah. That is fun. You
Yeah.
never know.
Keeps it sporadic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what the
cool.
people pay for. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
It's in
Yeah.
front of you.
Yeah. Well, let's go into our rapid fire round.
Rapid fire.
Yes.
these.
So these are like rapid fire questions. Do we want to do?
One
We
each?
started this.
Yeah, we started this last week.
Last
Yeah.
episode. Do you want to do one each?
Yeah, let's go.
Who's one?
Do I have to answer fast, or you have to ask?
you-
them
No,
fast?
I've had
you
my turn.
answer
I've had my
fast.
turn.
Do I have like a word limit or something?
No.
whatever
No,
comes.
just rapid fire.
Just
whatever
okay.
comes
Whatever comes
first
to
to your
mind.
Are you
mind.
guys gonna cut me off?
No.
No.
All right, cool.
No, you keep going.
Okay,
I'll
man.
go first. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Last thing you Googled.
Yeah.
Check it.
Check it.
What did I?
Oh, this could be dangerous,
Oh, it could be
though.
I googled
Who is Amy
Morena
Castano?
corn brioche.
Okay, all right.
On
that's
the way
good. That's
here.
safe. That's safe. I don't think mine was
corn brioche.
Morena corn brioche.
He's hungry.
He's hungry.
No, I thought about my glasses at a restaurant. And so I Googled the meal I ate there to make sure it was the name of the restaurant.
Right, okay.
Really think
That's nice.
Okay, number 2. Best advice you've ever been given. Go.
Oh. Is that all you're Feel it. Feel Michael Jackson. You should feel everything. That's the best advice I've ever been given.
All right, next one. If MJ had a TikTok, what trend would he absolutely crush?
Probably the Michael Jackson that some things don't work, and that's the way love goes. Like they brought back the Jackson 5 choreography with that. So I think he would just kill all of his own trends.
For sure.
Duh.
The heaven can wait trend. Yeah, right. He'd be like, let me show you guys how to sing my song. Actually, yeah.
Most underrated MJ song.
Whatever happens.
Okay.
Fave Sweet.
Do y'all even know that song?
Wait,
Ooh.
no, we
Y'all
just
just
give us a bit of
Give us a bit of
so it's him and Carlos Santana. He gives another smile. He assures her she doesn't hear a word that she says. Whatever happens, don't let it go of my head. It's so good.
Oh,
wow.
It's like a Western.
Chills.
It's like a Western.
Have you ever sung to
vibe.
someone? I want to know. Like, that was,
Rarely.
Serenaded.
I get nervous.
Serenaded.
I got nervous just then.
That was
That was incredible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, whatever happens,
need
Michael
that done one
Jackson.
day.
You
need
listen.
that done
You
one
just got
day.
it done.
No,
You'll be
but like
obsessed.
just to me, you know.
Trust me.
All right. Fave sweet snack.
Ooh, Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah,
that's
Good
yours.
choice. Yeah. Muy bien. Muy bueno. I love that. Ooh.
Go to karaoke song, and it can't be MJ.
Maybe I Like It by El DeBarge.
Give us. We don't know that one.
Y'all don't know I Like It. Oh, that's a really good one. I'm not even going to ruin that one. You guys got to go listen to
Okay, let's
El
go
DeBarge.
to that one.
All right. Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Night in or night out?
Night in.
Oh, yeah.
Night in. Come over.
Yeah. All right. Give me your best. I was probably the best.
No,
My
that was
voice
good.
box, which is actually, you can
That
tell
was
I've
good.
got a deep voice.
Give us your
I
best.
killed that one. There we go.
Yeah.
That.
Man.
I'm leaving that one to you guys. You sounded like the door when it needs,
It's a squeaky door.
WD-40.
I'm sorry. I was.
Like somebody in the door.
Well, that's a goodie. That's a good one. Sorry, guys. Hey. All right.
There it goes again.
Okay.
That's how I said to myself.
Yes.
Just
Center.
right.
gotta feel it.
I'm back.
Feel
Just
it.
blanked out. Sorry.
He had the white room.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had right now.
I love it.
Okay, well, let's not do that again because we'll just be in a laughing fit. But we do this thing called High-Low Castano.
Okay.
This is how we wrap up our episodes. It is your high of the week, your low of the week, and Castano can be something random.
Okay.
So what was you can start on whatever.
My high of the week was I went to this Airbnb in Quirindi, and it was magical. It was this Airbnb on a farm, but there's like nobody around. It's just you and like 80 cows.
Wow.
In this like really like modern, like it's only a year old, but this like cabin that's just like all wood, like redwood and glass. The acoustics are beautiful. There's like a pizza oven and a campfire and a hot tub. It was just like, you don't realize how much noise you're always hearing until you walk out and you're just in pure quiet. So that was beautiful. It was like a 4-hour drive away. Highly suggest anyone going to stay at that Airbnb if they're looking for an escape.
Which one was it?
It's called Gilay Estate, Gilay Estate. They should sponsor my stay because I've by the end of this, I will have plugged it so many times. But no, just wonderful, like absolutely mesmerizing. The low of the week is I was Googling that corn brioche because I think I might have lost my Prada glasses.
Oh.
And no, I love them. I probably would have worn them right now, but I can't seem to find them.
Oh,
And
damn.
so hopefully they turn up at work. Sometimes I'll just leave stuff
Yeah.
at the job. And then a random thing.
Can be funny, can be interesting.
Can be funny, can be interesting.
Oh, not at all. Just
Oh, no,
something
or something.
random.
A random thing. Ooh. I just got a custom necklace
Ooh.
today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you wearing it now?
I'm wearing it right now. You
Show
can't really
us.
see it, but it's from a brand called
Oh.
Pores and Boo.
That is
And so they took like a
stunning.
main link and they wrapped a micro link around the main link. And I've been waiting for this necklace for weeks.
It's very nice.
And it finally came in. So yeah, I've been really excited to wear it. And even though it's not on display, I just had to wear it today.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. What about? I want to hear you guys
My
answer this.
height,
Oh, jeez. You're putting us on the spot.
Putting
I
now.
do. I don't know anything about you guys.
I guess, yeah, for me, my high, I've recently just got a new partner. It's been about 2 strong months together. So I think
Okay.
sharing those amazing moments and like that honeymoon phase, I think has been a much higher.
Hey,
'Cause when
wait, how'd you meet?
I've known her, so she trained at my gym. It seems to be the common thing. you know?
Gym crush.
Seems to be the common thing with my gym, you know? I'm joking. But yeah, things have gone well. And I think once you have someone in your life that can kind of support you and uplift you, I think that's when they get the best version from you.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting moment. I think I'm getting rid of all my furniture. I'm not liking my furniture at home. So
Okay.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of it.
This
So I'm
is about
just-
the third time.
Yeah, I know. I've gone from, it's just kind of,
It's good.
I'm
You're
not
having
vibing
a
it.
new
I'm
era.
not vibing
Yeah.
it. So, and my low it's always kind of like similar stuff with me, I think, because I've got my daughter and I wish I could kind of see her more. And that time, I wish, I think for me, it's always like a low moment for me. I want to see my daughter as much as I can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My high moment, it was my birthday.
Congratulations.
And
Happy
thank
birthday.
you.
It's been for a month, just let you know.
It's been
She
a birthday.
celebrates
Okay,
for
when
like
I
a
say
month.
birthday,
My mom does that.
I
She
mean,
celebrates for
month.
like a whole.
Literally, my mom does that. She's like, it's my birth month.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they threw me a surprise birthday.
Incredible.
Which was very interesting to come into. So that's also my Castano moment. I walked into my apartment. Everyone was there. Surprise.
Oh, it was one of those?
One of
One of those
those
full surprises.
ones.
That would freak me out.
It
Yeah,
was. I
gosh.
walked in and I
Your
was
face
like,
didn't move,
Ollie.
but your
I know my
face
face didn't move. I was just
never
like,
moves though.
I think if I... It doesn't. It doesn't move.
It's got no facial.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
guys.
Contour Clinics.
But it does
Thank
not
you.
move, eh? Anyways,
It never moves. So. You guys are hilarious.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I was just so shocked. I was like, what? Are
And you
guys...
look just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I just froze. I didn't want to move because I was like, what do I do? I feel like if I had a little inkling, I would have been like,
How many people were in the apartment?
I was about
12, 14.
yeah, about 15 people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not too many.
humble-
but
a humble
still,
crowd.
Yeah. And so that was high, low. High, surprise, Castano. And then low. Low. I've just been feeling quite overwhelmed. Been doing a lot, been taking on a lot. So yeah, just working through those feelings, just here, there, everywhere, being pulled in so many different directions.
Yeah.
But
So you got to go to the Gilay Estate.
I do, but we're actually
With
off
the
to
cat.
Queenstown tomorrow,
Yeah.
Where is that?
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's where the mountains are, ski.
Oh.
Yeah. So
it's
beautiful.
going to be a good
Look at that,
trip.
right
It's always,
on-
it's always
right
an
on
exciting trip.
Right on time, yes.
It's always exciting, obviously, because she's my ex-wife, and then she goes with her partner, and I'm best mates with her partner now, and then And it's like this whole kind of modern family kind of thing. So whenever we go on a trip together, I think everyone gets the weirdest kind of things. It's like,
and people think we're brother and sister,
which
so
is strange.
it's
Yeah, that could happen.
But
yeah.
But Roman, man, thanks for coming on. Like seriously,
so much.
We've been waiting for this moment, and once again, I think you're amazing. Such a big inspiration to so many, and I love watching you. I think you're doing great things.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.